Oh, welcome everyone to another recording. Is episode 72?
It is.
Episode 72 of No.1 Crude Mistakes. I am Welsh Thomas, and I'm the guest this time. Obviously, we got the general, usual reprobates. Glenn from No.1 Projects, KJ from Crude But Efficient, and there's way too many A's. There's way too many A's in his name. Haavard from Behind the Mistake.
Hello.
Will that do? Have I done it? Can I go now?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
I might be mistaken though, but a Welsh guy complaining about the name having too much
It is a bit
vowels in it.
Fair. That's
No,
fair. I mean,
Maybe it was a lack of consonants. I'm not that linguistic.
That could be it.
yeah. What's up? What's everyone doing?
No, I think we're recording a podcast. That's the plan.
Oh, I know that. You're not meant to tell people that we all know that's what's happening. I'm trying to make it easy and loose. Tightly a sex tip, Glenn.
then you've come to the wrong place, mate.
Thanks for joining us, Tom.
Sorry, what do you want to know?
What have you been up to? What's going on?
Not a lot. General work nonsense. The woodworking's really taken a back seat recently. But I'll get back at it. I've been milling a lot more. So
Yeah. So what's the deal with that? You're a chimney sweep
slash sawmill.
slash sawmill slash construction worker.
Yeah, woodworker slash roofer slash
Occasional maker.
alcoholic.
Keg on legs.
I haven't forgotten the keg on legs, boys.
Sorry.
There will be consequences. Yeah, no, so basically, like I said, obviously, you hit the nail on the head. I do chimney sweeping and firefitting as my general, actual job. You know, the thing that banks require you to have to own nice things.
And is this your own business?
It is, yeah, sure is.
Yeah.
I've been self-employed now since I was 20, I think. 19 and a half, 20. So I've never really been in proper employment. So I don't really know what it's like.
So
Is it any cop?
No, it sucks. I've been self-employed for 15 years. Yeah, I remember it. It's rubbish.
Yeah. To be fair though, gardening is a nice job to be self-employed in, right? As long as the weather's nice.
Most of the time, yes, it's good. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a nice chilled activity to do, isn't it?
In the summer, mint, mate. Cups of tea in the garden.
But we don't have that awful tax report thing that you showed a picture of. No,
the tax return.
You don't have to do that when you're
that's-
employed.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just done mine.
I've just about done mine. I've done all the paperwork side, but I won't submit it until Thursday. I guess there's no need for them to have it. There's no need for
Really
them to have
make
their
them
money.
wait.
Yeah. They don't need my money before then, do they?
I just love it. Isn't it funny, like, when you owe money, they text you every 10 minutes to remind you. But yet then, when they owe you money back, it's like, yeah, you'll get it in the next 7 to 10 business years. You know what I mean? Mint.
Yeah.
Well, the easiest thing is, I mean, this is now we turned into a new year, so now you have to make do on last year, of course. And the easiest way I figure out is to have a company that doesn't make any money, because you get like the form for 2024 and it's like 0, 0, 0, 0, and then deliver. No taxes, no anything. Of course, no income as well, but
Yeah.
it's very easy.
As long as you can stand the no food, then it's good to go.
Yeah.
I think I can only deal with the no food. It's the no beer.
Well, I bunch that in with food. It's
Fair.
in the same
fair,
category.
Fair.
Yeah, if you're drinking Guinness anyway, it's a meal in every glass, isn't it?
Exactly.
Right, I'm on my third course. It's my first one. I know how sensible you boys are, so I thought, better behave.
Oh, come on, Tom. You've got a reputation to uphold.
Exactly.
You got some Maker Central to warm up for, haven't you?
Yeah, no, that's a session in itself, isn't it? I'm still a firm, massive believer in the fun part is the actual crack and the laugh where you can actually speak to people. Do you know what I mean? Afterwards,
Oh,
like
yeah,
Friday night, the Saturday night. It's so
Exactly.
good.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Like you would know, Glenn.
I did some a Saturday night.
Evening, not night.
KJ,
I mean,
you
it was
did
late
exactly
afternoon.
No,
You
I
did
did not. I did not go to bed at 7 o'clock.
I didn't go. We left at 10.
Maybe 8 or something. You disappeared and were not seen again.
Oh, I don't know.
You went to catch the 10 o'clock news, like with a cup of tea.
Exactly.
No, I'm going to have to lay off on a bit because I found as I'm getting older, it's like the 2 days of heavy drinking and wandering around hungover with Tim. It's like affecting me for a long time afterwards, you know. And I'm essentially writing off another 3 days after that.
As I'm getting older, you're still in your 20s, aren't you?
Just
Just. Yeah,
hanging on in there.
I'm only just hanging on to my 40s, so fuck you.
No, I'm just hanging on in there. Me and Lauren have been discussing what to do for our birthdays because she's 30 this year as well. And I think she's decided on throwing a funeral to her 20s. So everyone's gonna have to dress in black and
and hold speeches. And...
Yeah, like, you were odd. Why did he marry you?
That's the best way to enjoy your funeral, isn't it, while you're still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's a good plan.
don't think anyone will come to mine.
I'm sorry, I think we're supposed to volunteer then to come to yours, weren't we?
No, you don't have to. No. I've already said to the wife, if I die before the wife, which, fingers crossed, because I can't organise all this house bollocks and bills and all that. That's like real grown-up stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said, I don't want a posh funeral, but make it a free bar. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Class.
Your life insurance, you're just paying for free booze.
He's in a cardboard box, but the Guinness is free. So...
That's a winner.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it is over at you, but here after a few years, I mean, the funeral cars just go on an online marketplace like any other car up for grabs. And of course, they haven't done all that mileage, but they are relatively cheap. So, of course, you could, for your 30th birthday, at least if it was here, you could just get one of those cars and you could just use it as a pull-out bar because it has a fairly decent drawer to pull out. And yeah,
But
you can have
Go on. To be fair, it would be great for picking up materials from the builders merchants, eh?
Yeah.
You could get a full plywood sheet and stack it
Bang!
there.
Yeah, I was just thinking next van.
Yeah.
Bit of luxury while you're driving there. You got all that space in the back.
I wonder what tax bracket it is. Is it like a people carrier or a van?
Yeah.
Or does a hearse have its own thing?
Are you still people when you're dead? That's a good question.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to pay any tax on that, should you?
But because that's hard, right? Because you're getting your reward in the afterlife. So how are they going to cash in on that anyway?
True.
I'm sorry, where did we get to on your...
No idea. We started talking about me dying and it just went off the rails quick.
I mean, this is the most fun we've had talking about death, I think, ever in this pod.
I was saying to Glenn earlier, I was like, it's literally like an Englishman, a Welshman, a Norwegian, and a Swede walks into a bar. Like it's the start of a bad joke, no?
Yeah.
Not just a bad podcast.
Oh, we'll see if we can find a punchline.
Yeah.
At some
By the end
point.
of the night, we'll have one.
Tell us about the sawmilling and the XXL boom thing, because I know you do. I know you've got the sawmill, but I don't understand what the XXL thing's all about, to be fair.
Right, so basically I fell into sawmilling because I wanted to start woodworking, but like everyone when they start something, I was shite. Still am, but I mean, you know what it's like, slightly less shite now. But when I was starting, when I was a kid, when I was younger, wood seemed expensive. Do you know what I mean? It was expensive at the time. So I thought I'll just, I managed to get hold of a chainsaw mill, managed to get everything I needed, fabric cobbled together, and started milling. And I was like, I think I prefer this than the woodworking.
Yeah.
So that was basically my gateway drug into sawmilling. And then through that, I got to know a couple of the guys on Instagram, and in which case then I've basically got vetted by a couple of boys from England to then go to XXL Boomsenstaffel or Boomstaffel. Something. It means tree to table or something.
Okay.
But yeah, basically Bardo invites. We're pretty sure it's almost. It must be like one of, if not the largest sawmilling event in Europe, like dedicated just to sawmilling. I think one year we had something like, I think it was something like 15 or 16 MS-880s on the yard. Like, that's the biggest production chainsaw mill anyone even makes. And at any one time, like 8 were running. It was hell for my ears.
Yeah, that's a lot of wood. You must really love it. You're welcome.
Pause for applause.
Or tumbleweed.
More like it. But yeah, basically, I think Bardo obviously has a business making tables and furniture and things, but I think he does it more for the community side of it. Like, realistically, if you put everyone from all over, like, I mean, I'm talking all over. We've got Team Sweden, Team Serbia, Team England, unfortunately, Team France, Team Greece. There's loads of us. Hungary. And he's like, in his point of view, he's like, well, if we just like smash them all together for like a weekend in one place, the accumulated knowledge in that one place is going to be like the best place to come up with new ideas, more efficient ways of doing things. So, and it's really paid off, to be honest with you. I've learnt loads from it. And I've made some wicked friends that I'll call friends now forever, Some of them probably don't want to be my friend, but unfortunately, Joe is stuck with me. So Joe runs a company called the Rustic Tree Company, and he's essentially my chauffeur now. He drives all the way there, and I'm just a passenger princess.
Nice.
But yeah, that's how that came about. And it is just as nuts and just as fun and just as impressive in real life as like what everyone sees on Instagram is 6%.
Yeah.
6%. We're awake till like 4:00 in the morning sawmilling.
You're out in all weathers as well, aren't you?
Yeah, mad ideas. Like I don't know if Bard will let me say this, but anyway, but chances are he's not going to listen to it, so it'll be fine. So we decided to cut a 10-meter long beach, which was about 2 meters wide.
Bloody hell.
So we cut it all the way to the middle and left the 4-foot section connected. Pulled the saw back out. So went in this side, went in that side.
Yeah.
Came back out and then dropped another 4 inches and cut it all the way along. And then wedged the 2 slabs apart. So the bottom slab became the legs and the top became the tabletop.
Wow. Is that stable?
I don't know, it hasn't dried yet, but but like it's just like a case of Colin, an American guy, had the idea, and one thing you've got to learn with Bardo is if he thinks it's a good idea, it has to be done there and then. It's like, okay, yeah, sound. It's only 3:30. We've still got 6 hours of nighttime before daylight. We'll just do it now. And then I rapidly told Colin off because I learnt this previous years, and I was like, right, if you've got a good idea, keep it to your fucking self till the morning. So, like, this man will run with it,
It's really fun to see wild and young side of sawmilling. I mean, personal sawmilling, whatever you call it, the small scale. Because my dad has a chainsaw sawmill, and from what I've seen of it, like the Logosol, it's only old guys from north of Sweden, so like pensioners. It's kind of like the same thing with UK and turning. It feels like, getting a sawmill, that's what you do when you're retiring.
Yeah, when you've got expendable cash and you've just retired.
Yeah, exactly.
That sort of thing. But that's why I think we all chainsaw mill. Like anyone can run a chainsaw mill. Anyone. If you can buy a chainsaw or you can afford a chainsaw, you can run a chainsaw mill. Because realistically, for say, if you've already got a fairly big chainsaw for like 250 odd quid, you can get a chainsaw, an Alaskan mill setup. And sometimes that's just enough to scratch the itch. Sometimes it's not. Like, people get addicted. Like, it is, honestly. I've just took delivery of a new chainsaw bar. And it's 2.99 meters long.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, he's not going to help me carry it, but yeah.
Yeah. Bloody hell. Wait, it's
currently
form
sat in my
with
living
carrying
room.
that cross.
It's currently sat in my living room, and the wife is over the moon. But yeah, so that's the sort of scale I've got to from starting with a 34-incher for half an hour, and now moving on to something that's 10 foot long. It snowballs. It does snowball.
Yeah.
That specific bar is for a specific contract up in Scotland. I can't specifically say what we're doing with that bar yet, because I have pots cooking that I'm worried about letting out yet. But essentially, we've got a tree up in Scotland that we just moved into the yard, and it's 22.5 ton of giant sequoia in one stick. It's at one end is 2.4. It's 2.4 meters at one end and about a meter at the other end. But it's 15 meters long, and they want it slabbed in that length.
Wow.
That's.
You can see the eyes of Glenn is just glazing over because, like, we can lay the world's biggest table leg. You can just see the gears.
on the little tiny homemade one, I hope.
Yeah.
Like flying around this whole garage, bouncing up and down.
KJ knows this, but I've just I'd made my lamp out of a log, and it was quite uncentered when I put it on the lathe, and it bounced the worktop all over the place. I mean, all the drawers underneath my worktop went inwards. Everything was bouncing. So yeah, something that size would be great fun.
Isn't it funny? Like, this is super weird now, right? But I'll happily stand on the other end of a chainsaw that size. I'll run the bandsaw mill, not a problem. There's no fucking way you're going to get me turning anything. That's scary as shit, man.
You think?
Yeah, 100%. Nah, chisels flying everywhere, bits of wood flying everywhere. Yeah. It's not my bag.
So I'm used to chainsaws and all the other garden machinery. I mean, my hedge trimmers have got a 2 foot long blade on them.
Yeah.
Which would remove your fingers in an instant. And because I use that sort of stuff, all the workshop stuff, the woodworking stuff, just seems really tame.
There's two things in the workshop I stress about. One is turning, whether it be metal or wood.
Yeah.
I'll do it, but I'm a bit like... I'm actually in the middle of buying a copy lathe, the one that'll fall off.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't have to be on the receiving end of said wood spear. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be anywhere near it. And the second is kick back on a table saw, which is mental, really, because I've never had it happen to me. You see so many close calls. I'm like, I don't like this. Well, to the point where I bought a slide-in panel saw now. I just don't want to. I don't want to.
That seems like that's a good enough excuse to buy a panel saw, isn't it? Yeah. I'm scared.
Yeah, I want to keep all my fingers. I'm a big enough a man to admit that I was like, yeah, no. It's just, unless I'm using a power feeder, I don't know. There's something about it. Weird, really. Maybe I'm just a wuss, Glenn.
Maybe.
I think we all
God,
are.
this is like therapy, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we've all undergone
It's
it
like
over
realizing something that I've been that all along, and the signs were there. I just never picked up on it. I just powered through it. Yeah.
It's connecting the dots now.
So what's the copy lathe for? Are you just going into like stair spindles or something? Or...
It's just because I haven't got one and I want one.
Ah, that's fair enough then. Yeah.
It can be used as a normal lathe as well that I'll never use it for. But one of the boys it was in the back of his workshop. He's like, yeah, I don't really use it. Do you want to... I think I'm going to be... It's not necessarily going to be mine, but I'm just going to be like long-term carer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to end up just being in my... either the barn or the workshop or somewhere. So if I want to turn a tapered leg, I can turn 4 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
You can make a fortune potentially, can't you? I mean, you just put a great big dildo in the bit and just keep copying that over and over again.
Yeah, well, I think it'll do 28 inches. So you be sound, Glenn.
Yeah, just about right there.
Shall I put you down for 2 or 3?
I've only got 3 holes.
You could call them the Welshmen and send them in grey, unsuspicious packages.
I was gonna do you a set of 3, like increasing in difficulties, like, you know.
In
like a step drill.
Girth, yeah, like a step. Oh,
Oh, that's so bad. But it paints a beautiful mental image.
step drill.
You know, I haven't used it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I bought this. It's not a drill, but it's like the step tool that plumbers use to expand the pipe so it will fit over another pipe. Because I worked with some copper piping a while back, and I just stumbled over that tool and like, I want that, and have no use for it, but it's shiny in my workshop drawer. So at some point, I'm gonna expand some pipes.
What I love about something like that is it's a relatively cheap tool. Like, you mean like the swaging tools where it, like, you push it in on a drill, is it?
Yeah.
One thing I like about that is you'll buy it for relatively not a lot of money, and then it might be 6 to 8 years, and someone will go, do you know what? I got this length of pipe, right, that I need to expand, and you were going to be like, yeah. And it's made of copper, and you're going to be like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I need to take it to like 22 mil. He'd be like, wait there. I'd be like, is this the sort of thing you're looking for? I'd be like, yeah. That's the best feeling in the world. You know when you save like a nut and bolt and it's like, oh, you're never going to use that. And then one day it's like, oh, I could really do like a 1.5 inch M10 nut with a nylock bolt. I'm like, a nut. I'm like this one I've been keeping in my pocket for 6 years. How'd you like them apples?
It's my time to shine.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best feeling. But the worst feeling is when you know that you have that nut, but you can't find it. And you turn the workshop upside down and you still can't find it. And
yeah, essentially just have 3 of everything you don't need.
yeah.
Fix the problem. Shut up, done. My dad does it. I've got to the conclusion now. My dad never actually cleans up. He just moves stuff.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say he just moves. starts a new house.
So inefficient.
But fuck this! I'm moving to another county and building a new house.
Right, I filled this place with shite. On to the next.
My work here is done.
That's a serial hoarder, so to say.
Yeah, no, he's not that bad. It's just stupid stuff like, so like, say now I buy like a length of 3x2 and I'll cut, and there's like, say like a 600 mil length at the end. You're like, oh, put in the corner, we might need that. I'm like, but by the time, we have a sawmill. Like, it'll take you 20 minutes to mill as much 3x2 as you want, like as much as you can ever need. But you've got to save that 600 mil section. I can't argue though. He does get me out of shit most of the time. He's the real brains behind the operation, as Tim would have you believe.
Funny you should mention Tim. Actually, he got wind you were coming on the podcast. I'm not quite sure how, and he sent a question in for you.
Ah, what a dick! I know it's going to be something vicious or hurtful.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Hi, Tom. Hello, No.1 Crude Mistake boys. Sorry, my phone just rang. Yeah, so I've got a question for Tom. This year, 2025, are you hoping to put out more sawmilling content, or are you going to go back to making interesting videos? Or is your dad too busy to make your projects for you?
Oh yeah, I had a feeling.
What are your plans?
Yeah, nice.
I mean, it's predictable, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can read him like a book. Well, I can't. I'm dyslexic as fuck. But you could read him like a book if you could, like, read. But no, there is, unfortunately, Tim, there is going to be a lot more sawmilling content coming up. There's going to be a lot of fabrication content coming up. This is the thing. This is the point behind the page I did, right? So I'm not just doing the woodworky stuff. Like, that's the whole point of it being Welsh Thomas, maker of things. I actually wanted to put, like, Welsh Thomas, maker of shite. But Lauren was like, you can't do that, mate. Like, people just think you're crap or everything. I was like, right, fair enough. So there is going to be a lot more metal fabrication and engineering involved in the next sort of 4 months of content coming. I can't tell you what it's for yet. But it might have something to do with the 3 meter long chainsaw bar I've got.
You making a bigger sawmill, Tom?
No, God no. Would I? Would I?
I think you would.
No, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, potentially, yeah. But yeah, Old Man Jones is very. He's a busy man. He's got a very lucrative gig that he does in December that involves a belly and a rather large white beard. So that takes up a lot of his time. But he's actually, I don't know if anyone really knows. Some people know. He's actually still off work at the minute because he had to have an operation on his spine. He had to have discs removed from his spine and composite discs sort of wedged in and then bones fused together in his spine. So he's actually been off for quite a long period of time. That's why he's been sort of out of the videos, because he just can't do as much as he used to. I mean, he can, and he wants to do as much as he used to. But I'm like, I'm not going to let you do as much as you used to, because you're just going to be back in exactly the same position as you were 6 months ago, you know? So he's still about. It's actually worse now, though, because he can't do as much. He's still there.
And having opinions.
Lots of the old backseat drivage going on.
So is his actual job working with you normally?
No, as if we kill each other.
Oh, right. What does he do?
He's a porter.
Oh, okay.
He's a porter in the NHS, so he does internal mail for the NHS. Yeah.
Did that get him in for his operation a bit quicker?
No, did he fuck? It doesn't even work like that anymore, which I think's mental. So that is the perk of working for the NHS, no? And he's you
just have a word with another porter, don't you? Just get that guy off the trolley who's going in for the same operation. Stick me on.
Right, Mrs. Davis, you're in for. Wait.
I mean,
what facial hair you have?
It's all right. They can't judge in this day and age.
No, they're not. They're not allowed to ask. But that's a discussion we're having here in Norway as well, because they're taxing you on any benefits you're getting from being at certain work. But I mean, everybody who's working, you get the perks. I mean, if you're working at a food store, of course, you can bring home what is soon to be expired that's going to be thrown away anyway. I mean, if you're running a sawmill business, yes, you have available to get wood and so on. So I think, working in the NHS, I was expecting that you get a fast track to whatever you need. But
the problem is now it doesn't work like that, because, especially around with us anyway in South Wales, the NHS has kind of lost its community feel. So years ago, you go back like say 15 years ago, you would walk into your local doctor's surgery, everyone would know everyone, you'd go up to the counter and say, "Oh, look, I got work tomorrow. Is there any chance I can move my appointment back, 40 minutes?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, no worries, come," you know what I mean? Whereas now, they're like, "Oh, no, you can't make an appointment." "Okay, sound, yeah. The next appointment's in 6 months."
I was going to say 3, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, well, you ring up. I make it my life goal to go to the doctors as little as possible. I mean, to be honest with you, the only reason I go to the doctors now is because the wife tells me to. As far as I'm concerned, like when she says, like, "Oh, so what, how much pain are you in?" And I go, "Well, just like the normal amount." And she's like, the normal amount is none. You know that, right?
I haven't.
No, that's not true.
I haven't fact checked this, but I just saw a clip of someone telling that married men live longer than single men. And you won't believe the single most reason for that. And of course, people started guessing, but it's actually because married men have wives that actually make them go to the doctor, and that actually make them live longer.
100%.
Make
I'd
perfect
never go
sense.
to the doctors. Yeah. But yeah, it's like you ring them up and it's like, "Oh yeah, can I make an appointment?" It's like, "Yeah, the next appointment's in like 3 weeks." I'm like, "Well, I'll have either have got better or fucking died, so don't worry about it." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The soonest you can get an appointment at ours is 2 weeks, unless you tell them it's an emergency, and then you're in next day. So if you've got just a minor thing, it's always an emergency.
Yeah. So ours is a little bit weird, right? So if you ring first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, not a minute before, not a minute after, at 8 o'clock, because if you try and ring it after, the lines are just completely full, you can actually get an appointment the same day. Like that morning, 10 o'clock that morning.
Yeah, they usually have 1 or 2 slots for emergencies or availability to move around.
With us, technically, they're not meant to. They're meant to book out a space where they only book in, revisits in the afternoon after 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
So the morning is basically designed for people who, need it there and then. It's still a nightmare because it's like you ring up at 1 minute to 8, no one answers because it's like, "Oh yeah, you've rung too early." And then you ring up at 2 minutes past 8 and it's like, "Yeah, all the slots are gone, mate." I'm like, how the fuck? Like, you've got 2 receptionists and like 20 appointment slots.
They're damn efficient.
I was like, what the?
Exactly.
Oh no! I was like, well, can I just book one for tomorrow morning? No, you can't. You can't pre-book for tomorrow morning, mate. That's fucking. Do you know what I mean?
That's
you can't do that. I'm like,
well, that's an appointment. That is for 3 months down the line.
How have you managed to book 20 people in with 2 receptionists in like 4 minutes? Fuck me dead. These guys are efficient.
I want them to organize my social media accounts.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? What I want to know is why these guys aren't at the top of the NHS. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, get these guys in the top.
Yeah, maybe you should just book a time for some vague thing, and you have an appointment for a month away. And when it comes to it, "Oh no, I'll push it forward a bit because I'm not feeling sick." And then when you finally feel bad, then you just have a week away,
like a rolling contract.
Yeah, exactly.
A rolling service plan, please. Yeah. Oh, Glenn. I don't know. You might be in the age bracket to get this now.
Oh,
go on.
I had my first ever. This was confused the shite out of me now, right?
Okay.
Colonoscopy?
No. Oh God, no.
I thought you were going to say finger up the bum.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Repeat prescription, mate. I was so confused. Oh, don't tell me you're not right. No way.
I don't go to the doctors.
Damn. I'm on like repeat prescription now. I'm basically fucking falling apart before my eyes.
Yeah. The only reason we get a repeat prescription is for the dog.
I was hoping you'd back me up here as well, because, nearly 50. Like,
no, mate. Sorry.
Damn.
Well, I can't say I have that, but I have another deal because, I mean, it's probably because I'm getting older, but my doctor is now my age. And I went in after I got a disc rupture a few years ago, and I needed some pain meds to take the peaks off when I work too hard in the workshop, and it's a couple of days until the doctor is available. But he said that we now have this. You can actually make an online appointment, so you can just log on to your doctor's office and you just send them a message. Yeah, my back hurts again, and it's the same as last time, and you just send it, and they do those as online consultations, and they do it in between the regular appointments. But of course, being at our age, he's very efficient at using the computer as comparison to the old doctors. So he's like, yeah, but you're so young. You know how to write an email, right? Yeah. Yeah, so you just log in, because I check all my messages in 20 minutes before my workday starts. So if there's nothing major where I want to see you, it's like, we fix it in writing. So I just send him a message. Can we refill the prescription because my back is acting up again? And like 10 minutes after I get the message, your description is delivered to the local pharmacy, so you can just go and pick it up. So it's like, fuck yeah, I like this. I don't even have to talk to the guy. I don't have to sit in the waiting room amongst all the coughing old ladies.
I'm jealous. Yeah. Like, for pain meds, yeah, that's amazing, to be fair. Like, with us, the doctor wants to know the ins and outs of a budgie's bell end, mate. Yeah. He wants to know what you ate for dinner, why your back's hurting. He's like, I went once with a problem with my neck. I damaged my neck in work. Just a minor crunch, because I was carrying something a bit too heavy. And he was like, so it's hurting, blah, blah, blah. So the last time you were in was like 4 years ago. I was like, yeah, well, I try not to see you, to be honest with you. He's like, so we're not gonna give you pain meds because we don't know how you'd react to them. I'm like, well, hopefully I'd be in less fucking pain. He's like, oh, no, because you haven't had them before. I'm like, yeah, so does that mean I'm never going to have any pain medication ever again in my fucking life because I've never tried it in the first place?
I said that. I've had paracetamol before. I'm fine. I can handle it.
Oh, no, these were good. These were good ones, Glenn. They're like, I can't remember what they're called now. Anyway, it don't matter. But yeah, I managed to get him in the end. I had to fight him for mine. He was like, when did this happen? I was like, the other day, and he was like, okay, yeah, so I'll write you this prescription for 3 days of pain medication. I was like, well, by the time they kick in, they'll have fucking worn off. Can I just have a week, please? He's like, oh yeah, okay, but we're gonna have to have an ongoing like review, make sure you're not getting addicted to them. And I'm like, man, I'm just in pain. I just want help. Like, just sort it out. And if you try and get a written, like, send them a message like that, that's fucking magic. Like, oh yeah, my neck's playing up again. Can I get? Great. I'd die for that.
Can I have some more cocaine, please?
Yeah. But diazepams, whatever you want to.
I can't really understand people getting addicted because some of the stuff is really good, but also the fear of being cut off is real, because when I threw out my back, there was one position on the floor that I could lay in with my legs up at an angle that did not hurt. And I needed help to get up. And of course, when you get that pain meds, the really good stuff, you're so happy. You just love everyone and everything. And of course, I'm not sure if it's only the meds or if it's just the relief of the pain going away. but then of course you are relying on another person keep supplying you with that, and if he says no, this doesn't look good, and you're going back to the hellscape of pain. So it's like it's weird though how dependent you can get on one person and how that makes you feel. Although I do have a backup. A friend of mine, he was.
Can you say this on the podcast?
Yeah. Or maybe no. All right. Who's doing the edit? No, a friend of mine. He just went out of the university and like got his license as a doctor, and we had a party to celebrate. And of course, late in the evening, it's like he wrote prescriptions for a lot of things to everyone at the party. And I got a prescription for like 1,000 volumes or something like that. And of course, they were all written on napkins. But of course, when you get certified, at least in Norway and Denmark, as a doctor, you get your certification number, which you sign. It needs to be on all your prescription. And of course, it's logged. So if you give too much to one person, you might be flagged in the system and get a review. But you could basically write it on any paper, like your doctor is such and such, and you give this and this to this person, and you sign with your number and signature. That is enough, basically.
Wow.
So you could take that napkin to a pharmacy and get those pills, but of course there would be a lot of red flags there. So he would get a call next Monday morning by a review board. We would like to... So we just silently...
That sounds like a massive him problem, mate.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. The thing is, we like him, so I think all of us just like, yeah, we're just going to keep this as a souvenir, but yeah, it's going to stay on the wall.
So you said these pain meds you're on, they make you love everyone. 2 questions, quick to circle back to that. Will they work for me on Tim? And how many can you get to me before Makers Central? Because I'm going to need some.
That's an experiment worth risking smuggling a bit, yeah.
Perfect.
I'll see what I mean, the postal service have shipped a lot of drugs back and forth, so that should be the most hopeful option. Yeah, we'll edit that out. Yeah, but I'm guessing.
yeah, we won't.
They're not listening to this now.
Keep that in, Glenn. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of the
We're all
postal
going
service,
down. We'll go down together.
Glenn, you see what arrived in the mail today?
Oh yay!
A bit mangled on the side here.
Yeah. Happy Christmas, KJ.
Yeah, Happy Christmas.
Is it okay if I open it now, or should I wait until next Christmas?
Open
You
it.
can go for it now, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
This is KJ's Christmas present from me, posted 2 weeks before Christmas. The Swedish postal service is a bit problematic.
Yeah,
to be fair, they're always under 6 foot of snow, fucking everywhere.
Always makes it to Norway, though.
Well, I have a package now that is the last parts that I ordered right after Christmas, and of course the Norwegian Postal Service, they have an app, so all packages that are registered and handled by them, you get a notification like, all right, it's now at the sorting facility, it's now at customs, and of course estimated delivery, this and that. But I've been waiting for this package, and I traced it here, and yeah, estimated delivery yesterday. No news, no new updates. So like, oh no.
So KJ, did the hamster survive?
I haven't gotten to that part yet. That depends on what side of the box he was laying on.
Wondering why there was holes pierced in it. Like,
Yeah.
I think I left him 6 weeks worth of food. Might just have made it.
I had exactly the same problem with DHL and can we hate shame DHL? Is that allowed?
Yeah, go
on
for it.
podcast?
Yeah.
They're fucking dicks, man.
Yeah.
Like they it's the problem is they took the order on to be delivered from Glasgow to me, and DHL only deliver packages under 3 meters, and the chainsaw bar itself is 2,996 mil. So it's rocked up with neither end of the box still on. It's literally just 2 chunks of chainsaw arse ends hanging out with almost like a boob tube of box in the middle. luckily enough, with my name and address still on it. And I haven't got a problem with it because it finally got to me after being delayed by like a week and a half. And the fact it's like a titanium tungsten alloy. So realistically, they'd have to have thrown it under a lorry to damage it.
Yeah.
But like, it rocked up. The guy rocked up the door. I was like, is there more box than that? Oh, is that it? Like, is that it? He's like, oh, this is how I had it, mate. So this is how you were having it. I was like, sound. I'll take it as it is then. Thank you. Anyway, I'm in suspenders. I'm in a suspense. What's he got you?
A turned, what's it called? Honey dipper?
That's the weirdest shaped butt plug I've ever seen.
Yes,
It's a gentle one.
Yeah, it's a gentle one.
A gentleman's butt plug.
And a box.
There's a name for the podcast now, right there. Yeah. The gentleman's butt plug.
I like it.
That's the title.
You got a sturdy handhold on it, so you can.
Yeah, nice.
You can probe it.
I'm almost a little worried that the taper of the end is a little too shallow. It might just go,
Yeah, you have to
like
keep a hold on it.
Knee,
That's why you need the disc.
Yeah, a bit of rope around the end of that bad boy.
That's probably a good idea.
Anyway, happy Christmas.
Oh, thank you, Glenn. Thank you.
I didn't get a honey dipper or a butt plug, so
Oh, sorry, mate. I feel bad about that as well because presents arrived at my house from you.
I know. They weren't for you, mate.
No, they're not for me.
Oh, did I tell? I don't know. You might know. You might not know. Your wife messaged me.
I do know. Yes.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Which message do you know about? No, I'm going to only put it right.
The sex club, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Now I know about that one.
KJ's coming with his butt plug, his gentleman's butt plug.
Oh, that explains a lot. I saw some footage here, Glenn. You were turning a pineapple or something like that. I thought it was a Lampalong.
No. She's coming to Wales, eh?
She is, yeah. Well, she's planning on doing, yeah. Her and Michelle and Lily go away every half term for a week, and they went to Wales a couple of years ago, actually.
Yeah.
Talgarth or Halgarth.
Talgarth over Brecon Way. I've told her now. Head straight down to the Gower. It's lovely. There's beaches. Yeah. You've only briefly got to drive through Swansea, which is a relief. So for I don't know, all of you, maybe Glenn might already know. Swansea is the place where dreams go to die. Okay.
I honestly thought that was a city in South Africa, but yeah, you learn something new every day.
To be fair, it looks like it.
No, I don't know. I've only ever been to Wales once. I only stopped there for 15 minutes and turned around and came back home again.
Probably safe. No, I jest. Swansea's really quite nice, but the Gower is like the other end. It's like the coastal bit, and you're 5 minutes away from waterfall country, or nice. another 25 minutes you're back in my waterfall country. I don't actually own them, but my general area.
Yeah. You own one or two, though, right?
Nah, do I fuck? What's the point in owning a waterfall? You can't do nothing with it. I can't build a sawmill on a waterfall, can I?
Yeah.
Oh, I could use it to get the logs there, though.
And to power the mill. I think people were powering sawmills and things like that for years.
That's why we built. That's how we built Norway before we discovered fish and then oil.
Fuck it. These fish and oil is so much better, boys. Don't worry about that. Yeah. You literally chuck a net in, and they come out the fucking sea. I mean,
it's fucking free food. I think that is one of the favorite skits of all time. It's the farming sketch. Fucking grows out of the ground.
And the chickens are made of chicken. Class. Absolute class.
This episode's going really well. Before we wrap it up, Do you want to know what? Should we find out what Haavard
Just
and
kidding.
KJ have been up to?
Yeah. Go on, boys. You can have 5 minutes. Go on.
Come on. Go on, KJ, you go.
Lampalonging is the both editing editing the video and making another lamp.
Are you going to have this one out for Sunday as well?
Quite possibly, because it went much quicker than the other one, because I actually had fun making it. And it actually turned out good compared to the other one.
Nice.
So yeah, it looks like it. No promises, because I never make promises other than to myself. But yeah, that's more or less what I've been up to in the last week.
And you've had your video from Haavard.
Yes.
You happy with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, it is weird to see your footage edited by someone else. I feel, because you have a clear thought when you film it, and then it's out of your hands. So yeah, that's weird. I could never work in, cinema productions or TV or something like that, where you have to collaborate with other people. I'm too much of a control freak and want to do everything my own way.
Same. I could get used to having someone else edit my videos, because it frees up a lot of time, but if you have to use that time editing someone else's video and you don't know what they thought while they recorded it, so you have to watch all the clips and try to find the story there, and yeah, that's too much work. So I'm not going to edit your second Lampalong video.
No, that's it. It will be much easier than the one you did, so I'm keeping that for myself.
Yeah. But that being said, though, I went into the workshop yesterday, put my feet up, and I really could not feel it. So I just, all right, I'm just going to sit here and drink tea. And then something happened. Maybe my wife put something in the tea, but yeah, I got a lot done on the 2-stroke coffee grinder yesterday. I made the sprocket onto the gearbox, and everything turned out really nice. So it was almost like when time came to go to bed, I did not want to, because I wanted to power through. So I was in a high, and I thought this was a fun project. So the next project, I'm ordering a bagpipe this week.
I just want to say I love the addition of 2-stroke to a kitchen. Like any kitchen implement, banging. The smell of 2-stroke while you're baking, bob on.
Yeah. Ooh, a 2-stroke bacon fryer. I mean, bacon with 2-stroke. Oh yeah. Now
I was just thinking a 2-stroke toothbrush, but I mean, hear me out.
No, it's genius.
You can have the pleasure. Not so much pleasure. That's probably the wrong word.
You don't have to sell me. I'm already googling
the efficiency of an electric toothbrush anywhere in the world, man.
Yeah.
Dental cleanliness everywhere. Tagline done.
I mean, you could probably get funding from the WHO organization for that, because one of the key factors to disease is actually oral hygiene. I mean, if you have bad teeth, you get everything. So yeah, you can get funding to make that, to give to remote locations. You can't say third world countries anymore. So yeah.
What's the smallest 2-stroke engine you can get? There must be some really small ones out there, no?
But
tiny.
But how about the small? You get small 2-stroke petrol engine for like RC cars and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
and those get really high revving too.
I mean, that's not really. I mean, you want the nice RPM, and I mean it's not the same smell as well. I mean, they run not on
high octane stuff.
Yeah, so it's and it's just like a mosquito.
So what you want to go for is you want to go for low revs, power. You want diesel, mate. A diesel toothbrush.
I thought you were going V8 then for a second.
Nah, diesel toothbrush, you're laughing. Like maybe like a diesel hit and miss engine, or like a petrol hit and
Yeah,
miss
that's
engine.
now we're talking.
Nice.
You know what I mean? You might struggle, or like if depends on your morning routine. Like if you get up first to go to work, and then the wife gets up later, it's like as you're brushing your teeth, and she's like, "You're brushing your fucking teeth again, ain't you?" I'm like, "No."
I already put it down on my list of projects. I'm going to Google to see if it's been done before.
Check if Oral B have already got the patent, just in case.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in patent infringement territory, you know?
Oh, that's a good advice. But that also brought me to, we have the expertise here now. You all are into chainsaws, and then of course two-stroke as well, because I put in the engine and I made the gearbox for it, and I realized, oh shit, the carburetor is now at a 45-degree angle. So I can, of course, start it laying down, or I can make an adapter plate and then just turn the carburetor. But this is the most simplest carburetor you can get, and it's basically this. It is a chainsaw motor, basically, if you look at it, and those run decently sideways and partially upside down in a pinch, and I'm just going to run it for 3 minutes for a YouTube video. So
it should be fine.
Yeah, essentially it should be great.
Yeah,
that's what my thought as well. And it doesn't have an advanced float or anything, and it's not going to be sitting with petrol in the pipes. I'm gonna flip the switch and then I'm gonna start it, so it should just run. But
I mean, if it's a crappy one, I think it will be leaking quite heavily if it's in the wrong orientation.
Yeah, but
then if it's a good one, like a chainsaw one, then you can take it. So
yeah.
So
I just make a collector tray underneath to collect the petrol and
then pump it back in.
divert it to the exhaust so we can get some action going.
But yeah, as soon as the engine, the engine, is the fuel tank a sealed unit, and does the petrol flow rely on pressure in the tank, or is it pumped?
It's going to be a gravity-fed tank, so I'm just going to place it above.
You should be fine.
And as long as it's running, it's going to suck all the petrol, so it's not going to leak while it's running, I'm guessing. So you open for the fuel and you start it before it starts leaking too much. And
yeah, if push comes to shove, you just start it. You actually start it. Take the words.
They are problematic, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Take the air filter off.
The thing, yeah.
Take the air filter off, hammer a shitload of WD-40 in it to get it started, and then that'll start sucking the fuel through on its own.
Yeah. You know what? I was so pleased with myself. At some point I want an old car with double Weber carburetors with like the trumpet inlet, no filter or anything, just the brass inlet, because it looks awesome. And then I thought, I can make that for this engine because I got the 3D printer now. So I can just pull off that black, crappy plastic. I mean, it's going to run for 2 minutes. It doesn't matter if it sucks in a bit of dust. So yeah, I'm going to make like the funnel intake on it in the same red color as everything else, just because it looks good.
Seems though we've just had a little pause there. I'm going to cut this episode off. But I just wanted to say to everybody, check out the Lampalong videos tomorrow. They start at 12 o'clock midday with mine, followed at 12:15 with KJ's, and then 12:30 with Haavard's.
Yeah, and that's UK time, so you have to take into account if you're anywhere else. So just hit the notification button and you're good to go.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.